Yeah. Welcome back, buddy.
Yeah.
I think that so I'm talking about rejection.
Yeah.
And staying what I like to call physically, mentally, and spiritually like aligned, focused. Yeah. Getting used to rejection because
We all deal with it.
not only that, we deal with a lot of it.
Oh, yeah.
Especially us.
As artists.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
There's different types of rejection
Yeah.
in the film industry. Obviously, we both had a lot of it, and we both kind of made it through.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about your experiences with rejection in terms of, like, from an actor's perspective?
From an actor's perspective, really it's the only job in the world where you have a job interview like multiple times a week. Sometimes multiple times a day if you're lucky. If you're in a good role, you're auditioning a lot. And the percentage of you getting those roles or those jobs are very slim. Just think about that. You're auditioning for a job. You have job interviews all the time. And like I said, you get very few. You have to really be okay with hearing no. Hearing no is something you have to really be okay with. And but like I have friends who are not in the industry who I just happened to be talking to one day on the way to an audition. And then a few days later, or maybe even maybe a few weeks later, he'll be like, how'd that audition go? I'm like, which one audition? She's like, the one you were telling me about that one day. I'm like, I've had like 17 since then. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And because I've just learned to let them go. I don't think about my auditions. Sometimes I do, like when the really big ones or like the ones I really like or characters I really want. I'll think about it a little bit and like maybe I'll check my email a couple more times. I don't think about it. I just do it and let it go.
Yeah.
And in the past, I've not done that. I've like waited by that phone and I've refreshed that email. Like, it tells usually in the emails, it'll tell you like, shooting date is such and such. Well, we hear back, call back by this date, so I'll be like, oh, it's close to that date. I haven't heard anything yet,
No.
And like, I don't do that anymore. I don't. If I did that now still with all the auditions I do, I'd be a lunatic.
Yeah.
I'd have no life. I'd be constantly just depressed and be let down. And I've just learned to like not let it faze me. Just let it go. And just get out of my own way. Get out of my head. Just I have one job to do. Show up, do it, and leave, and that's it. I can't worry about the outcome.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. And as an actor, not worry about the outcome.
Did you ever come up with excuses like maybe they lost my email? Maybe I know that's happened to me in the past with rejections where it's like, oh, I didn't hear back. Maybe they lost my email. Maybe
I've said other things that I'm not going to say because we keep the show PG. But no,
it's fair.
No,
honestly, I think your mindset's strong. From my perspective, I deal with rejection differently in the sense that the moments that I feel rejection, it doesn't always happen when it comes to like getting a job or like something like that. That feeling of rejection comes to me in the form of like revision notes or feedback. So as an editor, because I edit full time, there are moments where a client, I'll edit the best thing I've ever edited, or I'll think it's really strong. Like I don't have any problems with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really happy about it. I'm excited to hear back from whoever it is that I edited from. And I get a response. No, and I don't need like affirmation, like, oh, good job. Oh, we love this or whatever. I just like them to be happy. If the client's happy, that's usually it. But more often than not, I get emails back with like 5 pages of revision notes for a 2-minute trailer. And it's like, at this frame, this is shown. We don't like that. We don't like this audio cue here. We don't like this here.
Yeah.
So and that's the first, usually that's the biggest list is always the first revision, right? And then you kind of have to, as an editor, move past your own like mindset of like, oh, maybe I'm not a good editor. Maybe I'm not good at this. You know what I mean? Because if you are an editor, you're going to face a lot of notes and feedback that it's going to be like essentially tearing that piece inside of you that thinks that you're doing a good job because you're constantly being tested and challenged by what they think.
Yeah.
So-
Same thing with acting though too. Like you don't have to. You could be thinking like, and I've definitely thought like, had feelings and doubts when it comes to my acting, my storytelling, and it can be like like I've mentioned before. I put in self-tape after self-tape after self-tape that like I love, my coach loves, the people who are shooting with me they love, and they're like, man, if you don't get this, I don't understand what's going on. Like
Right.
like you got this. So many times I feel the same way, and I don't even hear it. And we don't hear anything back. We don't hear like, oh, you're like the runner-up, or like, oh, it was good except for this. You don't hear anything.
I think that would make it worse, though, wouldn't it? If you were to hear something like that back, because then it would make you more.
I don't know. You ask any actor, I bet you they say they want to hear back. What's wrong? Or anybody? Why am I not getting the job?
That's true.
Well, why not? I thought this was perfect, and you're not telling me anything. You're just saying no. Why?
That's fair.
You know what I mean? And it can add up. So yeah, so when we're talking like actual moments, say, those are the biggest for me. Like when I, like right now, man, like I was talking to my coach not too long ago. I was telling him, I was saying, like, can I talk to you after class? Like doing these Zoom classes, just kind of staying sharp and ready.
Yeah.
And I was telling him, I said, man, like, give me some more challenging material. Give me something. Like, where do you want to see me like sharpen up? He's like, Rob, like you're doing good, man. Everything, your work is great. He's like, I tell him like I'm just not booking. He's like, that's a good thing. He's like, just keep going. Like you're gonna book. Trust. Just have faith. And that's when like the mental health comes into play. Right? You're talking about staying like sharp, or staying healthy, because you have to be in this game, and in life in general. But especially as an actor, as an artist, as a creative, you have to have those three, man. Physical, mental, and spiritual fitness has to be on point, especially the spiritual more than anything. You have to have faith. And having faith, I think it gets miscued. People think it means something else. Having faith is just like, as long as I just keep doing the right thing, good things are going to work out. And for me, like, I have to have faith. I have to. And I do. And faith on me has grown. It's definitely something that's got stronger over time. But if I don't have that, then I'm finished. Like, I can stay as jacked as I need to be, as ripped as as Baywatch needs me to be if I ever book it. But that's only does so much. You know what I mean? It's the mental part. Like that's you have to really, really stay sharp with.
What's that thing? For me, it's that idea of if you yourself don't believe in, like if you don't believe in you, who else will? Especially in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, I mean, you always hear stories about Hollywood and like the film industry in general about how it's a business and like nobody really is like looking out for your good intentions. I'm sure there's people out there like coaches and management, but it can be cutthroat. And I feel like if you don't have a thick skin or a thick mentality of like, this is what I have to do, this is my goal, I want to stay focused, stay on that path, then it's easy to listen to what someone says or someone, I've always been the kind of person that doesn't take constructive criticism well, because in my mind, I'm like, I'm doing the right thing. And it's hard because you can't let your ego or something get in the way, especially in this industry. So you kind of have to be willing to accept criticism and willing to work on bettering whatever it is,
Yeah.
For me, I had problems with audio or like stuff like that on the technical side. And every time I'm like, they don't know what they're talking about. But over the years, making more films and making more videos, you kind of have to look at the criticism and look at what people are telling you in order to grow from it.
I look for it, to be honest. I look for the criticism. I ask, I say, yo, straight up, tell me what's up. And sometimes I don't like what I hear, but I'm always trying to better myself and like I really just perfect my craft to like the most optimal place where I'm so happy with, and it's the most pure. And I really like accept criticism, fully open. Like I want to hear it. Maybe because I'm an actor, and like I said, we don't get it. We never hear why we don't get the work. Very rarely. Like And like our agents tell us, like it's good that you don't hear back. Like if we hear back from a casting agent, usually like make sure he never does that again.
Oh wow.
Or like, casting agents don't call your agent and be like, oh, he's doing so good. He just it's just he's just quite not there yet.
It's not a parent-teacher interview.
Yeah, no, it's like if he ever does that again, we will never see him again. Wow. Or like, it's usually you don't want to hear from a casting agent. That's what I've been told, at least from agents. So it's a good thing that we don't hear back. But it's also tough, man. It's tough. We wanna know. So, and my husband, being an actor is not easy.
No, I can't imagine. I mean, you're even more so than technically. You're putting yourself in front of the camera. You're asking an audience to criticize you, to judge you based on whatever.
Right? Yeah. I want to open up as open as I possibly could be and be as vulnerable and open and as bare and naked as possible for you to watch me and then judge me. And you better like it. And I hope that you like it. Like it's crazy.
Let's say things aren't going well on set for whatever reason. Just you're not feeling it that day.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say they say take 5 or whatever, kind of regroup, figure it out. And the director's not really giving you much to work with in terms of like what's wrong or what he wants differently from me. Everyone in that room kind of feels like something's not working. You don't know if it's the camera, if it's you, how you're feeling about acting. You're just not feeling it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody knows. How do you mentally overcome like that feeling of this isn't working, or like how do you essentially push yourself to like do it differently, or do you get what I'm getting at?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't. Like they're saying it's coming from me. They're not liking what I'm doing.
It's just it doesn't. You feel off that day.
Okay.
Like entirely off, and you don't know why. Maybe something happened earlier that day or whatever, but you're not in the right mindset.
Okay.
For the scene, you take 5 and you're kind of alone with your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have something that you do in order to get yourself feeling back in that moment?
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, I felt like that earlier today. I don't want to shoot anything today. I don't feel good. I don't right now. I don't feel good right now at all. I have a lot on my plate. I have so much to do today. I just had to take a few minutes and just do it. It is what it is. Just do it. Have faith. No matter what, everything is going to be okay. What's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that could happen? I don't do good on one of those auditions that I most likely won't hear back from anyways. Like, it's just life. I just take it as it is. I stay up in a couple extra hours tonight, or I wake up a couple extra hours earlier tomorrow, and learn and practice a bit more. Or I don't know what it is, but I just feel like, and there's a lot of personal things outside of that too. My shoulders feel really heavy right now, but I just like, it is what it is. Just do it. We just push through and we're doing it right now. Same thing with on set. I don't know. I don't have a procedure. I try to breathe. Just breathe. Let it out. It's all okay. It's all good, man. You're not that important, Rob. You're not that important. It's not all about you. You're not that important. This too shall pass.
That's what I tell myself.
You're not that important, and this too shall pass.
What do you mean about that? Like, you're not too important? In what way?
The world don't revolve around you. Get over yourself. Stop thinking about it.
Get out of your own head.
Get out of your own head. Get out of your own way.
Just do what you need to do and kind of just move past it.
Get out of your own way. Yeah.
I don't know about you, but for me, I wouldn't choose anything else over it.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I don't know. I always thought that was interesting because it's giving us so much grief and pain, but those highs of when you're hitting that moment of whether, I don't know, whenever you're doing a good scene or like you finish telling a story and you have that product in front of you.
Yeah.
Those highs are unparalleled. Mm. I don't know. I hit the best moment of making something is hitting that export button. When that film is finished and I look at it and it's like, this started in my head and now it's a physical thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. There's nothing like it.
I feel you. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I feel like there's a lot that as artists you kind of have to sacrifice to get to that moment.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of mental obstacles that tell you, you know, you're not talented enough, or these people have been doing it for 30 years. You're, you know, who are you to step in and do this?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I don't know. Just keep pushing, man. Just keep pushing. I know that.
I don't know. I think
failure is okay. You know, that's where we grow. That's where I've grown the most.
Oh, me too. I think a lot of people, when they think of filmmaking, they want to think of like what it looks like from the outside, of like the fame, like you were saying, you know, not getting tickets, getting free food, all the, like, I guess the positives on the highest level. But people don't realize that you will make a lot of mistakes. You'll make so many errors, and, you know, you'll drop the ball on like multiple projects or one project or whatever. But I think for me, what defines success isn't those highs. It's who I am through those low moments, or who I am on the other side of those low moments.
Yeah.
Because the more adversity and more rejection and hardships that you go through as an artist, the more it to me, at least, I don't know if it's for you, but to me it's like, it feels like another badge that I've earned because I've made it through. Holy crap, I thought this was the end of my career. I thought this was,
yeah, man. And
I'm sure I haven't experienced the majority of what's to come.
Yeah. You know what? We can finish it like this. A friend of mine told me that like a good mentor of mine told me, you know, every day is like you get through today. Being human is like you get a piece of paper, stick a piece of paper, right? And like every day, that piece of paper is pretty flimsy right now, pretty flimsy. You know, you rip it easy, you do all of that. Another couple pieces, then you get like a little magazine size, right? You still rip it, still bend and everything. Eventually, you become like a phone book, and you get thicker, and you're harder to bend, and you're harder to break, and you can't tear a phone book. You know, and you just get stronger. And it's just with those every day, those failures. Getting up, showing up when you don't want to, pushing through those times like this morning, like when I'm like, how could I possibly get through today and everything I got to do today? How could I? You just do it. I'm already halfway through the day.
And you're about to be finished one.
Yeah, you know, so just keep adding those pieces. You keep adding those sheets every day, you know.
It'll be a pretty good book to read by the end.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. It's a good topic, though. Good. I think
it'll be a topic that we reference throughout everything we do.
Yeah. Got to keep referencing back to it just to remind ourselves.
Yeah, mental health is important. I think it's stupid to do anything in life without talking or being aware of where you are.
Yeah.
Mentally.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Well, Rob, thank you for talking about it.
It's another one, brother. Another one in the books.
And this is just the start.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Alex.